Well, we just got back from camp, so we all look a little tired, I think. But I wanted to give you just a little background of how this all came about. I've been here for 4 years, and we hadn't had a children's camp. And we decided we wanted to have a children's camp. So Wayne was saying he wanted to have a music camp, and he was going to use Promised Land, Destination Promised Land. And I went, oh, good. John Lanou has written a Bible curriculum for camps, and we'll just use the Bible material from that, and it'll all go really well together. So that's how this all came about. And as we walked in, you saw the staffs. And what we did, we took our children and we divided them into the 12 tribes of Israel. And we had different color hair bands, and the children wore the little hair pieces, and we had 12 different colors, and the counselors had the little hair pieces like I've got on. And we just had a wonderful, wonderful camp. And I'm so glad that we had it, and I think it's going to be something that we do every year now. At least I hope we do. The things that I wanted to share that really impressed me, I kind of dragged my feet on this because I had done 11 years of camps at my other church, and I knew how much work it was. So when we decided to have the camp, I was like, I don't know if I can do another camp. I'm getting old. But anyway, you know what I had forgotten? I had forgotten the last 4 years how much you get out of it. You put a lot of work into it, but the rewards are such that you can't measure it. And it's worth all the work, every ounce of the work that we put into it, because God blesses so much through having that concentrated time with the children and getting to know them. I want to thank all the people that were involved. I hope everyone got a program. You see the children's names. We had around 70 plus children that were involved. I hope we didn't leave out any names. But some of the children came just during the day, the younger children, because usually younger children are not ready to stay overnight. And then the older children stayed 2 nights and 3 days. And this worked out really well. And my big worry was the transportation, because I just didn't know how we were going to get those kids back and forth. And that was one reason why we chose to go to Lumberton, to BISD, because it was close. And I thought that would help. But you know what? The parents and everyone just came right in, and everything worked out so smooth. People said, well, I'll help. This person said, I'll help. And everything just went together so beautifully. And it just seemed like God just had his hand in each thing. And I was very relaxed, and things just all worked out so wonderfully. And on the back, you'll see all the people that were involved. In order to do something like this, it takes a lot of people. And we had around 25 different adults that were there most of the time, and we had some parents that came up, and we were really happy that some parents felt free to come up and stay overnight and help too. You can see the people on the back of the program. And I'd like for all the counselors, we had several that couldn't come tonight, but I'd like those that were here tonight that came up and were on the staff would stand up so you can just see them. I won't name their names, but you can see them. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, I've asked several of the children to come up and some of the adults to come up and share, and just a little bit about what the camp meant to them. And then Wayne's going to come up. Okay, those I asked to come up and share, will you just come on up here and we'll stand together, and that might make it a little bit easier. I wish you all could have been there. It's so hard to tell you from a feeling type thing of what happened. But I know that you all know a little bit because you've heard the children talking about it. But this might help a little bit too. Clifford, do you want to come first? Okay, who wants to go first?
My name is Carrie Yancey, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to go to children's camp. All the activities were wonderful, but my favorite one was making friends. We had this perfect friend chart, and they had different points on different qualities. And like a good Christian would be 25 points, but you can only go up to 100. And so you can have 1,000,000 friends or 2 friends, but you can only have one perfect friend, and that's God. And this camp really meant a lot to me, and I got to know my friends a whole lot better, and my relationship with God was more meaningful to me.
Hello, my name is Clifford Pullig, and I'm glad I got to come to day camp. And my favorite thing was making bricks and playing kickball. And we swam and we made pyramids, and we tried to make pyramids out of people. And when Mr. Monk was blowing the bugle, the donkey just came right along and sang with them.
My name is David Kress, and I'm glad I came to camp. My favorite thing was to do is to go to Bible study and learn about how Moses led the Judeans to freedom. That's all I have to say.
Hello, my name is Aaron Victor, and I want to share it with you what I felt at day camp. Well, we had a bunch of fun things, but when we had Bible study, Mr. Dave, he shared a lot of things that I didn't know about God and about the stories he told it to us. And
My name's Kathy Pullig, and this is the first full camp I've ever been involved in. It was different. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of work. It was so interesting to see the children, how much they enjoyed some of the games and activities, but how entranced they'd be during the Bible studies or the campfire time that we had, and singing the songs and just the involvement. They got so much out of it, and so did we. We learned so much more about the children. I'm more involved with the boys at this church, but I learned a lot about little girls, and it was interesting. I forgot what it was like to be a little girl, I guess, so it was different. The children enjoyed it so much, and I'm so glad that Janora and Sandy decided to do this and that we were a part of it.
My name is Cheryl Myers, and this was my first camp too. And one night by the campfire, Brother Dave asked us to think, had we grown closer to the Lord during these days? And I thought, we haven't had time for personal, quiet time. We haven't had any time to ourselves. So I thought, I haven't gotten any closer this week. In fact, all I've done is work, work, work. But when I went home, I thought of all the fellowship things we did with these children and realized we were closer that way.
When you get my age, you need to write notes. Oh well. First thing I wondered, was I too old? But you know, you decide that you're not going to get any younger if you don't go. And you're not going to get any younger if you don't enter the cannonball contest. And you're not going to get any younger if you don't let someone younger than you teach you how to pop milk cartons. One of the highlights was Mr. Mathis' nature talks. He really knows a lot about trees and vines and shrubs. And he can tell you how to follow their example and use that in your Christian life. Another highlights for the children was Mrs. Myers' cooking class. they cooked snakes, and more than one kid ate at least 3. Another good thing was seeing how the campers followed Brother Dave's story of the journey to the Promised Land. And he led them right through the Bible on that, through Exodus and so forth. And Sandy, you would have really enjoyed hearing the pages of those Bibles riffle during that time. There was singing around the campfire, and that was very good too. That really gets to me, and sometimes I get so choked up I can't even sing. And also eating s'mores, and when you get to be my age, you don't get a chance to do that very much. And finally, it meant being with the children, with the smiling, singing children. Some who love the Lord, and some who are groping and trying to learn how to do that.